Hey, so today we're talking all about how to get more paying clients. And more importantly, why focusing on marketing alone could actually be stalling your sales. So, we're going to dive in today. This is going to be pretty quick and pretty snappy because I want to keep it short and sweet in order to help you understand how to get more paying clients. Now, here's the thing. In the time of this video, I'm not going to be able to give you all the details on where to find those clients because the truth is you literally can find clients anywhere and everywhere. With almost 8 billion people on the planet, surely there is somebody out there for you that would value your services enough that they would want to become a paying customer. So, how the heck do you get them to actually buy? So, number one, you have to be in front of the right traffic. Now, traffic is just like when you're driving along on the freeway or the highway or your city road. Depending on which road that you take, depending on which location that you're in, you're going to have more or less traffic, better or worse traffic. It's not a matter of um, volume per se. It's a matter of where you are relative to the traffic that you're looking for. So here's what I mean by this. Maybe right now, where you're standing in the grand scheme of things in your business communities is like a country road. There's not a lot of traffic, there's not a lot of cars passing by. Maybe it's kind of like one every few days. Okay. But imagine if you were to go and put yourself on a busy freeway. Okay. Now, automatically, you're in an area where there's tons and tons and tons of traffic. But is it the right traffic? That is the number one question. So, number one, traffic. You need to go where your buyers are. Now, who the heck are they? Well, that's up to you, right? That's up to you. So, you get to pick the location of where you are relative to where your traffic is. That's your audience. So, whether that's social media or networking events, communities, uh, just even other places of business. Where are your people already hanging out that you can go and be part of the conversation? Okay. Now, more importantly, you have to find the right places for the right traffic. So, this is not about just going anywhere in order to be able to be on a busy freeway. It's about which freeway has the type of drivers wearing the types of things that you want to be able to help them with. So, where is your traffic? Does somebody else have access to your traffic or your audience? And if you're currently in a spot where the opportunity of the people coming by, like a country road, is very few and far between, then you may need to switch your location. You may need to go someplace where there is automatically a more readily available flow of traffic, more people available. Again, with almost 8 billion people on the planet, there is some place for you to go where your people already are. Don't make it harder on yourself by basically being on a lone corner where nobody's coming by, because this is not the field of dreams. This is not build it and they will come. It's much, much harder to do that. It's always a possibility, but it's going to take you more time, more money, and definitely more effort, more energy. Okay. So, all this being said, where are your paying customers already hanging out? Where are your paying customers already buying and spending money to get some of the products and services that they want to buy? Can you divert some of that traffic to where your offers are hanging out and playing in this grand ecosystem of business? Number two, how to get more paying clients is your offer. Because really and truly, for a business to survive, you need customers. You need someplace where your customers are. That's the traffic source. And number two, you need something to sell them. Now, I've talked previously in other videos that you do not have to actually create something to sell. However, the bulk of my clients often are creators, experts, entrepreneurs, business owners that have a service or have a program or offer that they're going to sell. So your offer needs to be something that is highly targeted to the right traffic, to the right people who are ready to buy and want to do what you're about to offer them. Okay. So Too often, what ends up happening is that by dwelling on this marketing concept, that we get stuck in the weeds of the dating pool. Okay, I'm going to use a relationship analogy because I think we can all relate to it pretty easily. You don't want it, so I'm going to backtrack. If you want to get married, which is AKA sales, if you want to get married, you're not necessarily going to be doing the same sorts of things to market yourself, to connect with that person, to build those relationships as you would if you had no intention to get married. So, marketing is like somebody who is constantly just going to go and date with no intentions to ever get married. Now, obviously, I'm painting a broad stroke because there clearly are some people who are dating and also want to get married. But there's a very different intention and energy that comes across when you are out in the dating pool with the purpose of finding your soulmate so that you can get married, okay? So that you can have a lifelong partnership. There's a different intensity, there's a different intention, and there's a different focus. And that, my friends, is the biggest difference between what we do in our business when we are focusing on sales and making sales offers versus focusing so heavily on marketing that we never get to the altar. Because a lot of times you're being sold a lie that more marketing will equal more clients. More marketing will leave you exhausted because you won't ever have an offer that people want to buy. You're just going to talk to a lot more people and become way more frustrated because you're being rejected time and time and time again. Does this make sense? So, when we go forward into the marketplace with the intention that we're going to market ourselves to death, instead of thinking, how do I create something that is so irresistible that people want to buy it? Because that's really the whole name of the game, right? That you're creating offers, you're creating opportunities for clients to buy from you, you're creating ways for them to engage with your business in such a way that they say yes to making that purchase, that that incentivizes people to get the help that they want, to get the transformation, to get the result. And if we focus so heavily on the front end of just let me market, let me market, let me get more leads, the quality of your leads may be diminished. And more importantly, those leads may not even understand what it is that you have to offer, because oftentimes what I end up seeing is that you have a great offer. You have something that can help people. You can have somebody get results with you, but what you're marketing and what you're selling are not congruent. They're not connected in any way. So there is not a clear pathway between what you're talking about, what you tell people that you do, or how you help them, or even the stories and the marketing efforts that you already have out there, that there is no direct correlation or connection to how people would pay you in order to actually get more help. And as a result, that bridge between here's my free stuff, here's what I do, here's who I am, here's who you are and where you are, to here's how I can help you if you want to get like a little bit more of a deeper dive and take it the next step, that bridge is broken. Your offer needs to be the bridge. Okay, your offer needs to be the thing that takes people from here I am today, trying to figure this out on my own, to oh my God, where have you been? Just like if you were going to a restaurant, a bookstore, or the bar, or wherever, and you were looking for a life partner, you would have different ways of speaking and thinking and interacting with the people that you might engage with, that you might meet, right? So when we focus so much and so heavily on marketing, marketing is really the job of marketing, and qualifying your leads as a marketer is very different than a sales qualified lead. We're going to talk about this on the next video. But for right now, what I want you to understand is that when you build your offers with sales in mind, and let's face it, sales is not a dirty word. If you don't have sales in your business, you won't be in business for very long. If you are dealing with customers or clients in a service type capacity, then you're going to need customers to say yes to buying from you in order for you to stay in business, right? Hello, Monica. So at the end of the day, when somebody is determined to get help, guess what they're going to do? They're going to find the person who's presenting the offer that makes the most sense for them to buy. That's the person that has made an offer and created it for somebody to buy. Have you ever listened to somebody and they're telling you about stuff that they do and you really like them, but the offer, you don't really quite understand how it's going to help me, what it's going to do. Like, you kind of are like, it sounds good, but I just I don't get how this is going to help me. I want to like it. I want to even buy it because I get you and I get how you could help me, but I don't think this is it. And I don't even know if you have anything that could help me. That is the biggest problem with a marketing qualified lead type of offer. And oftentimes, if you're accumulating a lot of freebie hunters or freebie seekers or tire kickers, this is what's going on. Now, it could also be part of your positioning of your offer, and you might just need a few tweaks. You might actually need to change your pricing, the way that you're packaging things, the way that you're speaking about it. This is all part of your offer creation. Because when you think about what am I creating? What am I offering to people? What am I allowing them to purchase from me? That intention and that energy and that focus by which you create the thing that people are going to be buying from you, the thing that you're selling, it's very different than if you're creating something that's designed to be free to just attract the hordes to you, which is a marketing mentality. It's not a sales mentality. Because if you go to any salesperson, they will tell you they'd rather have one qualified sales lead than 100 marketing leads because they know. And if you've ever worked in corporate, you know what I'm talking about. If you are struggling with this in your own business where you're trying to figure out, like, I'm doing all these marketing activities, I'm being social on social media, I have all these followers, I have this large audience, why aren't they buying from me? I worked with a client a few years back and they had a massive 80,000 audience. They had a giant email list. And when I told her how much I had been able to generate in my business with a very, very tiny audience and following and email list, she just about fell off her chair. Because if we just projected out and extrapolated like my conversion versus hers, by virtue of those numbers, she should have been a multimillionaire many times over. But the fact was, she wasn't, right? So when we think about followers and likes and these vanity metrics, which is a lot of what marketing is designed to do, then we may or may not have enough of a business, right, with legitimate customers and clients and cash flow, profitability in order to sustain our business, not only at the current level, but to elevate up to where you want to be. Okay, so Monica's asking, where does the offer come in on a website? I understand the digital value proposition. Where or when does the offer come in? Monica, so tell me a little bit more about what it is that you do or where you are in your business journey, because then I can, answer a little bit more fully. So here's what I want you to know. Is it important to have a website? Yes. Is it the only thing that you need in order to present an offer, to be able to make sales and to make a lot of money? No. I personally did not have my website up and running until well after I had six figures in my business. And I know folks who have done, seven-figure plus, and they barely have anything on their website. They don't even need sales pages for their offers. I have sold things. I have sold offers, five-figure offers, using nothing but a Google Doc and a checkout page. Okay. So I want us to be very, very realistic about what it takes in order to create sales. An offer, I mean, you are the offer in terms of being the expert at knowing what it is that the offering is. So if you are waiting for, I need to put this on my website, or I need to have a beautiful landing page, or I need to have all this fancy sales copy and this design stuff, friend, this is your wake up call. Like, you don't need that. And if you're thinking, oh, it's December 16th at the time of this recording, it's too late for 2022. I'm just going to rest until 2023 and make it better. Listen, what I know to be true is that how we do and how we show up for ourselves in the small things is how we do the big things. And if you are thinking that 2023 is going to be vastly different, but you're not willing to take the steps to implement that today, then it's going to be a hard fought journey next year. And I'm not, this is no judgment because I mean, we all have life, right? We all have life. But at the end of the day, I want us to be able to look in the mirror and say, self, like, what am I taking ownership of? And what are the excuses and the limitations that I'm allowing to get in the way of me being able to get more clients? If I want more paying clients and I know that the thing that I do can actually help them tremendously, then why am I not showing up where they are? Why am I not showing up to be able to speak to them in a way that doesn't require a lot of fancy tech, if that is the area that I struggle with? Because that was me. It still is me sometimes, although I'm much further along in my journey than I was, 5, 6, 7 years ago. So I want you to think for yourself, what is it like worst case scenario. I saw somebody post the other day and he said, somebody had challenged me and said, uh, like, you're in dire straits for whatever reason, maybe a family member, maybe yourself, and you have to come up with, you know, and you can insert the number. His number was fairly large, right? It was 30,000. You need to come up with $30,000 by tomorrow or something bad is going to happen to somebody that you care about. Maybe it's a friend, maybe it's a child, maybe it's your spouse, maybe it's your best friend, maybe it's your grandma. What would you do? Right? What would you do? Right? At the end of the day, even if you couldn't whip up an offer, would you be selling the stuff in your house? And how would you sell it? Well, for this gentleman, he's like, anytime that I get stuck, I remember this lesson because I sit down and I literally go through all the phone contacts to see, do you want to buy this? Do you want to buy this? Like, could you buy my couch? Could you buy this? Who wants stuff? With no attachment, right? And I think this is where we get so stuck because we think of all of the stories and the negativity and the rejection, like it pulls in all the trash and the baggage that we have from all the years of living, and we let go of all the wisdom. And I think right now in this season, capture some of the magic that's happening as we close out a year that may or may not have met expectations. But at the end of the day, you have an opportunity to shift things like that. I was recording a summit interview earlier today, and in the span of 20, 25 minutes, the woman that I was speaking with, she was amazing. And she said, oh my gosh, like you shifted my energy. You just shifted everything. That is possible for you too, right? I'm not any different than you. I am different and unique in my gifts. But when I express them, which I give you full permission, I want you to express yours too. So if that means, so Monica, I see you. I make ready to eat plant-based or vegan meals. Are you sharing with your audience? So if I was to go, and I would challenge all of us, because sometimes we just assume people know what we do, right? And I haven't even introduced myself. My name is Susan McVeigh. I am a business sales strategist, and I help female founders, entrepreneurs, and business owners just like you sell with more ease without the sleaze so that you can make more income, more impact, but more importantly, that you can live your life with freedom and flexibility. Because what's the point if you're creating a job that's actually a jail? I want you to be able to have unlimited potential for what you can make. And I believe businesses are the best vehicle to generating not only wealth today, but generational wealth tomorrow. Like that's the legacy we all want to leave, right? And so at the end of the day, you could be meeting somebody new every single day. There's somebody being introduced to you this minute, right? You may not know somebody very well, and they may be being reintroduced to your world. So if that's the case, then don't assume that they know what you do. Here's the exercise, right? Because your paying clients are hidden in plain sight. They are already connected to you or connected to somebody that you already know. So I want you right now to go onto whatever social media platform or your email list or plain old phone, right? Like if you're going to tell me I'm an introvert, I don't like social media, I'm not doing anything, no problem. There's no excuse for this. Wherever you are connected to people who want to help you, who you want to help, you go and ask them, do you know what I do? What do you know me for? The answers may surprise you. The answers may be a wake up call because we often feel like I talk about what I do all the time that we kind of are just like, oh, I don't want to talk about it anymore. Uh, excuse me, if you don't talk about what you do, certainly nobody else is going to talk about what you do because you're the expert at what it is that you actually do. And if you believe that what you do changes lives, it makes people's lives better, it improves things for them, it shifts their momentum into a better future state, then you not talking about what you do is completely selfish because you're preventing somebody who you actually could help, who does need your service, who does need your products, who does need the thing that you sell. And if they don't know what you sell, that's me, right? Then how in the world are you going to be able to consistently get more paying clients? Now, I'm not talking about like buy this, buy this, buy this, buy this, buy this. This is why tomorrow, if I get on, sometimes it's been a little cray cray here. My intention has been to come on daily in order to be able to create videos like this that's helpful for you so that you can move forward. Whether you do anything beyond this is totally fine. Um, but if you need more help, then there are ways for you to be able to get more help. Does this make sense? So I'm going to show you by example. Here is free content. Here's stuff I'm showing you in order to be able to help you to make some connections for yourself and go, okay, I get this. But if you truly need an irresistible offer that you are confident in, that you love talking about, that people should be getting sick of you talking about because you're really good at it and it really delivers, and you are comfortable with your pricing and who it's for and all of the stuff that goes into an irresistible offer, and you want to know my framework, then come and join me. I'm doing a live workshop Wednesday. It's the first of its kind because I'm talking about strategy, spirituality, and some science thrown in, the energetics of it. Because I realized that when I only focus on the strategy, it still works. But then you might be getting stuck because you overthink things. Because it's not just about how you think and about your offer, it's about how you connect to your offer. It's about where it's coming from, your intentions, your integrity, the values, what you're putting out in the world, the energy, the enthusiasm. Like, can you see how I'm getting like worked up about this? Because I know from the rooftops that when you have an offer that you are loving, that it's so much easier to sell. It's so much easier to sell, right? And so this framework, I've never taught it before, but I've lived it because I have sold, gosh, I would say more, like a ton of offers, tons of offers. And every time I come up with an offer, the people who buy say, I love this offer, right? They feel like it was made for them. I want you to have that experience with your clients. I want you to feel so comfortable and confident about what you're offering that you too can, like, it doesn't even matter if people buy it or not because people will buy it, but you're not attached to who buys and who doesn't buy. It's not a make or break. It's not a big deal because you love your offer and you know that there's somebody else who also loves your offer. Does this make sense? Okay. So, Monica, if you're still on here, right? Do people know that you make ready to eat plant based vegan meals? Are you finding the right traffic? So, at the very beginning of this video, I said, really, to get more clients, to get more paying clients, you need to go and find your traffic. If you're going to be on a country road and nobody's driving by, it's going to be hard for you to sell your wares, right? Like if you're selling fresh eggs, if you're selling your ready to eat plant-based meals, which have, a bit of a shelf life, but really I'm going to guess you're making it to order. If there's nobody to order because you're on a dead street, a dead country road, it doesn't matter how great your offer is. Okay. So we need to go where people are. We need to go where the traffic is. You need to go on a busy highway, but a busy highway in New York City is going to be, you're going to talk to them a little bit differently. You're going to position your offer a little bit differently than a busy highway in, South Beach, Miami, Florida, or even in, Louisiana, maybe in Kentucky, right? Do you see what I mean? Right? So in this virtual world of 8 billion people on the planet, surely the number of people, so you can let me know in the comments as you're watching live or on the replay, how many paying customers do you want? How many more could you have? And if you're thinking right now that, oh my gosh, Susan, like that's a lot of people. I'm on a mission to help 1 million women create more wealth through my movement when she conquers. How am I going to do that? By teaching you how to make more money and making it so that money doesn't feel like a miracle. Although I will say miracles are all around us, right? So if it feels like making money is like a miracle or keeping your money is like a miracle, there's different things that I'm going to be working on. So stay tuned. And definitely if, when she conquers kind of appeals to you for whatever reason, please reach out and connect with me. I'm not sure exactly what's going on with that, but I feel led to share that. You need to go where your right traffic is. The people who are driving the type of car that you like, right? Wearing the type of clothes that you find attractive. You get to pick. You get to pick where your storefront is because out of 8 billion people, surely, and that's why I say this, because when I thought, wow, 1 million people, that's a lot of people. But 1 million people out of 8 billion people on the planet is still not a lot of people. It's still not a lot of people. And that's why I can confidently say, if you want 10 or 100 or 1,000 or 100,000 or even 1 million or even 100 million people, is totally possible. It's totally possible, right? You can have as many paying clients as your systems are set up to manage and handle, and as your offers are created to contain. So traffic is number one. You go where your traffic is. There's lots of different traffic sources. Number two then becomes your offer. Because if you're not selling something that people want, and there's a whole art and science behind it, which is why it's strategy, spirituality, and science. This is my kind of my 3S framework. When we add these pieces together, then we are creating more congruence and more alignment to your gifts, your results, which generates more transformation for your clients so that it's easy for them to say yes, because people want to buy stuff. I mean, don't you? Don't you want to buy the stuff that you're interested in? Don't you want to buy the things that you want to change your lives? Of course we do, right? Why do we buy the things that we do? Because it makes us feel a certain way, because it gives us confidence. It makes our lives easier. So even if you're not selling something, because I know this is a number one objection I get is, oh, Susan, it's so easy for you because you're helping people make more money. Yeah, but I'm going to tell you right now, I have helped, I have helped people to do stuff that has nothing to do with money, and they still have paid me for it. I have moved in and out of the spirituality and faith areas, and people have bought those too. I have sold an ebook based off of not quite making money, but how to manage your money, right? Kind of financial management. People have bought that too. I have been in the food space inadvertently, and I shared this on a previous video where the very first time that I made money online, somebody asked for a recipe. They asked for, I think, 5 or 10 recipes because I was going through my Whole30 journey in reclaiming my health. And so I was just sharing what I was cooking. They wanted those recipes. It does not need to be complicated. So if you have the excuse of, my business is too unique, or this area is, this or that or the other, like I can't make money because, how attached are you to those excuses? And if you want paying clients, how willing are you to break through those barriers of your own limitations, your own stories? I call them fake news, the fake news that you're telling yourself that is keeping you safe and secure and in your comfort zone, but probably is highly uncomfortable, right? It's highly uncomfortable. Because if you are called for more, if you're meant for more, if you want to help more people, if you want more paying clients, if you know that your offer can change the world, and yet there's something sticking here where you just ugh, get help. Hopefully, come to my workshop. It's $47. I don't know that I'll ever do it again. Um, right? So right now I'm planning 2 hours of live content. There will be questions and answers, and it is going to help you to like slam dunk your offer. Like this is the down and dirty. This is not going, a 10 billion steps. This is how quickly could we get your offer out, and hopefully it's done in a day, right? There will be homework that you need to do, but the high level pieces of what is most important for you to get done so that you could crank out this offer and find out if somebody wants to pay you, you could do that in a day. The mission, though, becomes, are you willing to accept? Because when we cut out all the excuses, it can make it feel a little bit scary, right? That, oh, what if I actually could do this? What if I actually could have an irresistible offer that people are easily saying yes to because I'm excited about it? If you are willing to let go of the attachment to struggle and hard work and making it more difficult than it needs to complexity and overthinking, then I invite you to come and check out the workshop. Okay. But if for whatever reason doesn't work for you and you get the replay, go back and listen to some of these videos. So I have them depending on where you're watching, here on Facebook, my personal page, on my business page, and over on YouTube. Okay, just go and search at Susan McVeigh and you'll be able to find a whole roster of different resources that might be helpful for you, or my podcast, Master the Sales Game. We have well over 150 episodes now that could also help you around the topic of sales and generating more leads and clients. But again, the whole point of this was, don't be mistaken in thinking that more marketing, more leads equals more paying clients, because most marketing is created in order to just attract people without the intention and purpose to have the people that you're attracting be the right people that want your sales offers that will generate sales for you. And again, not from a place of being sleazy. This is from a place of, I know the journey that I'm leading people on. I'm so like in love with my offer that people would be ridiculous not to accept it. And as a result, I am creating a bridge between my free stuff, my free opportunities, my free things that I have, whether it's your content like this or something that somebody would have to like put up their hand and opt in for, like a lead magnet or a freebie or a freemium, that sort of thing, a free event, right? And to lead them directly to where and when they would have an opportunity to pay me. So oftentimes that pathway is broken because we're not thinking about it in a way that's focused on making a sale, on getting a client, on helping that client to truly get a transformation and the result that they ultimately desire, because we're not speaking the right language. We're speaking almost two different languages, first to attract them and get them. And then we're wondering, how come they're not wanting to buy? It's because you're not structuring that free offer in such a way that you're creating sales qualified leads. So we'll talk about that on the next video. But marketing qualified leads, unless you have a really big budget or a lot of time or both, getting a lot of marketing qualified leads does not translate to sales qualified leads. In fact, most salespeople would rather have do their own thing, which is why they do. In bigger companies, that's what they do. And they'll go out and they will make the sale and use whatever marketing materials that they can in order to support the sale. But this is where a lot of times marketing and sales clash, because they have different intentions and focuses. They have different KPIs or measurements of success. And it's a struggle. It is a struggle. You'll get your wires crossed. So marketing is good. We need marketing, but we need marketing to support your sales. And if they're not, then there's something broken with your marketing, which is why focusing more on more marketing that's not working is not effective to help you get more paying clients. Now you need to focus on what's going to sell. If you want more paying clients, you literally have to focus on what are going What are people going to pay for? And what is going to sell? Because when you focus with a sales lens and a sales focus, out of service, out of helpfulness, out of compassion and empathy, because your ideal clients, those dream clients who want to pay for something, are struggling to figure out what it is that you do and how it is that you can help them. And they would love to be able to work with you if only they knew how or why. And if we don't articulate it in a way that makes sense for them, we're losing out on customers. More importantly, we're losing out on helping customers get the results that we can give, right? So the best level of service that we can provide as experts and authorities in what we do, because we're kind and compassionate, because we're service oriented, is to sell, and is to sell them into offers that we find irresistible, because without it, it's hard for you to sell, and that they find irresistible because when people love to buy something that they think they got a great opportunity on, a great deal on, a great like buy on, it makes them happy to buy it. It doesn't make them second guess. It makes them go, I can't believe I just did that. I can't believe I just got that. I can't believe I'm about to do this. They're so excited, right? So don't rob your people of an opportunity to get that kind of a response immediately upon buying simply because you're struggling to talk about your offer. So if nothing else right now, because here's the thing, the market will speak, right? If your market is telling you they don't get your offer, they don't want to buy, then you need to go back to the drawing board and make some tweaks. But if you're not making your offer often enough, then that's where you need to start. You need to go where your traffic is, and you need to start talking about what it is that you do and start challenging yourself. Do people know what it is that I offer? Do they actually know how they could become a paying client of mine? What it is that I can help them with? And in between now and the workshop, that's your homework, is to start just going and talking about what it is that you do. Ask your people, do you know what I do? What comes up when you think of me? And start getting some of the data that will help you to make some adjustments so that when you are on the workshop, we can now work with what you got and start to up level that, because you don't have to throw baby out with the bathwater. Oftentimes it's a misalignment between strategy, the spirituality, and the science piece with the logistical of what it is that you've already been doing that's working, and adjusting what's not working. Make sense? Okay. Monica, you say, I need to sell to grocery stores. Okay, Monica, yeah, you can definitely, I mean, you can sell to wherever you want. A sale is a sale is a sale. So send me a message. You can comment below offer if you want in on the workshop, and I will send you the details because we're tech. So we have some links. I just need to make sure they all work when we're sending out the ones that are easy to remember. So either send me a message or comment below offer, and we will come back in and share with you how you would be able to get access to a seat at the workshop on Wednesday, December 21st. So if you're watching the replay and it's afterwards, you'll probably be able to access the replay as well. Just depends on timing. Okay. Okay. So we will be back tomorrow ish. The next video, we will be talking about the difference between a marketing qualified lead and a sales qualified lead, and why it's so important to know the difference, and what are some clues that you can tell when you're focusing too much on a marketing qualified lead and not enough on a sales qualified lead. Okay, so that'll be our next video topic. If you have questions on something that I can help with, that's how we come up with our content. Feel free to send me a message, and we will try to address it in an upcoming video. Thanks so much, and we will talk to you very soon.